Hello and welcome to week 1 of our STEAM Club. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math. And so today we're going to focus on science as we make our DIY Play-Doh. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Miss Taylor. So we're really excited to have you here and we hope that you continue to join us each week. Alright, so I had to get set up in the kitchen a little bit, so you need a couple of ingredients. The first thing that we'll be using is just regular flour, so hopefully you guys just have this in your kitchen somewhere, but make sure you ask before you just get it out. We also have food coloring, and we have some salt, and then you'll also need a little bit of water. So once you guys have those things, then you can make sure that you have a mixing bowl, and then some forks or something to mix it up with, and then you'll be good to go. Alright, I forgot to mention that you guys would need a measuring cup. So what I'm using is just a 1/2 cup measuring cup, and then we're going to be putting 2 scoops because we need 1 full cup of flour. So 2 scoops of flour. So 1 full cup of flour. So that's 1 scoop, that's half a cup. And then our second scoop will make it so that we're at 1 full cup. From there, I didn't get it all out. Here we go. From there, you're going to need 1/2 cup of salt. So you're just going to fill this up. 1 full 1/2 cup of salt. Taking forever.
1 eternity later.
Alright, once you finally have all of your salt, you can dump it in and mix it with your flour. Next we're going to add some water, but before I add water, I mixed a little bit of the salt with the flour, so I know it's all mixed together. And then you're going to add your 1/2 cup of water. Alright, once you have that in there, you can start mixing it all up. And what I did before with the 3 colors is I didn't want too much Play-Doh, so after I mixed it, then I separated it into 3 balls. And then from there, I added the food coloring. But if you do it that way, it's going to be a little messy. And so for this time, I'm just going to add food coloring right into the bowl and have 1 big blob of 1 color. So let me grab some food coloring. Okay, so I put my food coloring in little cups. So I have yellow and then I have pink. And since I already have those 2 colors, I'm going to mix them all into 1 bowl so I can get orange. So I'm going to dump all this yellow in there and hopefully that gives it enough color. And then I'm going to dump the rest of the pink in there and we're going to hope that it makes orange. I might have run out of food coloring with my last batch, so we'll see what happens when we mix it all together. So I'm going to keep stirring. I don't know if you can see in here. But right now it's just really clumpy, so you're going to want to keep stirring until the flour sticks to all of the water mixture. It's going to, if you guys have made slime, it's going to be a little bit like that. And then once it gets where it's clumped up and collecting most of the flour, but you feel like you can't stir it any longer, then you're going to start taking it in your hands and you're going to start clumping it together. So you're going to take this off the fork. It's going to be really mushy, so make sure you've got napkins ready. And you're going to start mixing it together with your hands. And so right now it's kind of like a tie-dye looking color. But after you keep mixing, it's gonna hopefully get to be 1 color. And then if you wanted to make green, you could use blue and yellow. If you want to make purple, you can use blue and red or blue and pink. You'll get all of those colors. If you want to do teal and you already have green made, you can do green and blue. So there's lots of different options. So now it should be almost to that Play-Doh consistency. It's a little sticky. So what I do is I keep pulling it, and then I add a little bit more flour, and then I fold it again. So you're just going to want to keep playing with it until it's not super sticky anymore. Alright, I'm going to point it down to what I'm working with right here. And then it gets a little hard for it to stick to everything. So after that, I've been adding the little pieces there in the bottom of the bowl and the flour. And then I start folding it in there. It's still a little crumbly in some spots, so you're going to want to keep messing with that. And since I was running out of food coloring, it's a little bit like a peachy color instead of bright orange. I don't know if you guys have made homemade cookies before, but it's a little bit like that. We have to keep messing with the dough so it's not too sticky. Alright, so now you can see that I'm done mixing this peach color one. And so this is just 1 cup of flour, and this is how much you'll get with it. So if you want to break it up into 3 balls like I have them, then that's what this will give you. If you want to make even more, then you can use that recipe for 1 color each, and then you'll have bigger piles to play with. But here's what we've got so far, and if you wanted to make them for your family members, this is a good way to keep busy. You could get your little brothers and sisters to do it with you, but that way you've got something to do when you're sitting at home during this this time that we're all stuck in our houses a little bit. As you guys wrap up making your Play-Doh, you can go ahead and grab little plastic baggies and put the Play-Doh in there and then put it in your fridge. Otherwise, it's going to harden up kind of like regular Play-Doh would. And also make sure that if you use dishes, that you're washing them and cleaning up the kitchen for your parents. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys had a good time. Like I said earlier, we've been missing you a lot, and we're really excited that we're able to post here on YouTube for us to do projects with you guys. We'll post next Tuesday at 1 p.m. for another STEAM project. We'll probably have 2 in there, so stay tuned, and we can't wait to see you guys next week.